अस्सलाम वालेकुम। जी, मेरा नाम सादिया बसीर है और आज यहाँ मेरी बेटी अबीर उरूज ये क्लास कंडक्ट करेंगी इस्लामियात के लिए, ओ लेवल्स और आईजीसीएसई के लिए। और ओवर टू अबीर, आप काइंडली स्टार्ट कीजिए।
Assalamualaikum. My name is Abhi. So my mother's name is Satya Basi. We both have planned a session for both O levels and IGCSE Islamiyaat syllabus, especially designed for homeschool kids who want to attempt their O level and IGCSE exams without burdening themselves. So we'll start this demo class the with a paper pattern of both the papers, paper one and paper two as well. But first, we will be moving on for paper one. So before we start the whole paper, to understand what is going on in the syllabus, first we will need to learn about the paper pattern. I'm going to share my screen here, and so please tell me if you can see that or not. Can you see the screen? If you can, please tell me or send me a message. Okay. Is it visible to everyone else as well? Okay. Moving on, so first you will start from the first page of the paper. As we all know that when the paper is given to you, first you have to write your name at all cost. Why? Because sometimes candidates don't write their names, and the paper is given without their names, and they don't and the paper is not checked, and the result will not be handed to you. Second off, you need to write your center number and candidate number, which is also important. You will be given both the things at the time you will be going to the papers. Okay. So your center number would be where you will be giving the paper. Okay. For example, PK Pakistan 660, and the candidate number would be the number the examiner would know you from. The examiner wouldn't care from your for your name. They wouldn't know your gender or whatever. They would just know you about your candidate number. For example, 099. Okay, and one thing, before the exam, you will before starting the exam, on every page you will see this. You will see this barcode here. But this barcode, because of this barcode, it will connect to the candidate's computer, and that is why you don't have to write on that. Sometimes candidates write on this barcode. So, and because of that, the paper doesn't go to the the examiner, and the paper doesn't get checked. Okay. Do you all understand? Is there any problem, any issue you have? Okay, good. Okay, moving forward, we will be seeing the instruction on the paper. The instruction are that there are 4 questions in total. Okay, question number 1 and question number 2 are compulsory. You have to do them. And there are 2 other questions. Okay, so let me tell you one thing. Here they're telling that you have to attempt 4 questions. Okay, here you have to attempt 4 questions, even though there are 5 and you have a choice. You have a choice in those 5 questions that you have to do only 4. Okay. And also one more thing is that you while doing the paper, just make sure you have a dark pen, dark black blue pen or a black pen. And but I would recommend to write your paper with the black pen, as it is much more visible. Okay. In the second point, in the third point, they're also telling that you have to write your cylinder number and candidate number and name as well. Okay. And also you have to write in the space provided. You cannot make any extra line to write your answer. They wouldn't accept that. You just have to write in the line that are provided. Okay. In case that your answer is being much more lengthy, you can ask for another page. The invigilator can give you that, but you have to write with the lines provided, not any of that. Okay. Because this whole paper doesn't go to the examiner. Only these pages come to them. Okay. And they wouldn't know if you have written any other extra line. Okay. And one more thing, that candidates should never use, make sure in mind that you never use an erasable pen or correction fluid. Okay. And also you have to write very properly, neatly and properly, so that the examiner can understand what you have written. Okay. So these are the instruction, these are just few instruction for the papers. Okay. And then there's information that the whole paper is of 50 marks. And will be given the you will be given the results from those 50 marks. Okay. And yeah, any other issue you guys have, so you can ask any issue, any question till here. Hello, is there any question? Moving forward, this is the question number one of your exam. This is the question one. Okay. And this question one has three surahs, and in those three surahs you'll have to do only two. Okay, you can see that there are three surahs over here. It is written in Arabic and the English meaning as well. Okay, and you have to do only two. You have to tell that what is this surah also talking about, and also tell that what is this surah applying on the daily life of the Muslims nowadays. Okay. So okay, so although fully there are almost like 15 to 20 surahs. Okay, and you have to do all of them at all costs. You have to learn all of them. Okay. And from those 20 surahs there will only come three. Okay, and same with as paper 2, but we'll move forward with that later. Okay. Do you all understand at what you have to do in paper question number 1? Should I move forward? Okay. Okay, so the first question here, this is the second question, and it is compulsory. You have to do that. You cannot miss this question. Okay. So this question is, write about the different ways that revelation were received by the Prophet peace be upon him. That is 10 marks. This is the first question, that is of 10 marks. Okay. And the second question is that what do you think it was important for the revelation to come over a period of time? This is question 4. Okay. So one important thing is that whenever you get a 10-mark question, just keep that in mind, that 10-mark question is going to be lengthy. Okay. Probably it is going to be 1.5 page, 1 page and a half. Okay. And if your writing is big, it can also go on for 2 pages. Okay, and in 10 marks you have to write every other detail you can remember at that point, every small detail, everything you can remember. But if in case you cannot remember a lot of things, just write a lot of things, other things you can remember. And if in case you have shorter time, so just remember the main, write the main points. Okay, you don't have to you don't have to write any other thing because you have shorter time and you also have to do other questions as well. Is that clear now? And yes, also in the question number 4, you have to tell about you also have to tell that what is this going on for the Muslims nowadays. Okay, you have to give examples. And in question number 4, in question number 2, part B, you cannot actually take that from any book. Okay, sometimes in question number 4, in question number part B, you have to think by yourself as well. You have to make your mind very sharp, as you have to think that what is this helping for us nowadays, how can this teaching help us nowadays. Okay, is it clear? So now we are on question number 3. Okay, so after question number 1 and 2, there are 3 more questions, and from those 3 questions you have to do only 2. Okay, and one will be of choice. Okay, question number 3 is, write about the Prophet, peace be upon him. Write about when the Prophet, peace be upon him, showed patience and self resistance when living in Makkah. And part B, how can Muslims demonstrate patience and self resistance in their lives now? Okay, so in this question, we have to write about the examples. In this question, you have to give the examples that how was the Prophet patient and self-resistant. Okay, you have to give some examples. For example, the time of the boycott of um, of the Banu Hashim tribe, that how did they survive in that, or the time when the Makkans bullied the Prophet, and how did he talk to Allah, and how what happened. Okay, and then and as part B, you have to tell how can Muslims nowadays demonstrate this in their own lives. For example, you can give that teachers or parents have to be patient when the kid is not listening and something like that. Okay, do you understand? Hello. um, is there any question you have in your mind, so you can ask me right now? Okay, so moving forward, if you have any question, you can ask, so I can also give you the answer to that. Okay. Anyhow, is there a max limit to how much you can write? Um, there is not like a lot of limit, but yes, there if you can add a lot of details, you can add a lot of details. If you have time, you can add at all. You can add at all costs. Okay, you can do anything. But if your time is short, you just have to write the main thing. For example, you have a lot of time, you have fast writing speed, and you're writing in a neat way. Of course, you can write a lot of information. You can write 3 pages, and but yes, one more thing that if you get if you if these 2 pages are filled, if these 2 3 pages are filled, and you have to write more, you have a lot more to discuss about. You can surely ask the invigilator for an extra page, and they can give you. Okay, but you have to write that what question you are attempting, so they know what is so the examiner know that what you're doing, and they can understand it. Okay, moving forward, question number 4, write an account of the Prophet's conquest of Makkah in 630 AD? Okay. Is it better to write a detailed answer or concise one? Okay, so Ayan, it is better to write a detailed answer. Okay, but it is said, a lot of teachers say that writing a concise one is much better. Why? Because you will have a lot of time. No, if you have time, you can write a described one. That is much better, and the examiner knows that yes, you do understand that what is going on in the paper. But for example, sometimes you're stuck on one question, you cannot remember anything, or sometimes you have shorter time left, so you can describe the main parts. Okay, the examiner just needs to know that yes, this kid knows that what is going on. The examiner just wants to know that they know the main parts of that question. Okay, that all is up to you. Okay. In this question, this question was very descriptive, that you had to tell a lot of details in this one, that about the conquest of Makkah. And in this question, a lot of kids forgot this one part, about the revelation. Okay, so the revelation was that, oh, you who believe, do not take your enemies and my enemies as allies, as your family and friends will not help you. So some candidates forgot to add that, and this was a very important verse. Okay, and also, if you guys can, write two or three words in the questions, do go for that, as it is good. Okay, two or three questions, or if you cannot, just try to write only one verse that was revealed. Try and write that, which is good for your own marking scheme. Please share. We will share that later. Okay. Okay, moving forward. So the part B, and to write verses or hadiths in answers, like we lose marks if we don't do specific. Uh, Ayan, yes, it is important to write verses or these, anything you can remember. But for example, sometimes yes, it is a human brain, you cannot remember anything. So it is fine. It is fine that you cannot remember anything, but try to give more detail. If you cannot write a verse, so try to just give more detail rather than the verses or the hadiths. But it is better for you to write the verses and the hadiths as well. Okay, so moving forward, guys, can we wait for like 2 3 minutes as Azan is going on over here? Okay, so question number 4, part B. What was the significance of the conquest of Makkah for the development of Islam? Yes, okay. So in this question, you have to tell that what happened after the conquest of Makkah. What were the cons of the conquest? For example, the cons were that the Muslims had covered over Makkah, and a lot of people, almost the whole Makkah had accepted Islam. and they had a lot of manpower now. Okay, so these were the cons of that. Okay, so moving forward, the last question of paper one is that question number 5. Okay, write an account of the lives of Amina bint Wahab and Halima Sadia during the time of the Holy Prophet. Okay, so this question had shocked everyone in this recent exam. Okay, of 2023 May June, this question had almost shocked every student that uh, there were much details about Amina bint Wahab and Halima Sadia. Why? Because there are a very short detail about the both of them. Okay, because the mother of the Holy Prophet Amina bint Wahab died when she was when the Holy Prophet was 6 years old, so there wasn't much to tell. Okay, and Halima Sadia also didn't got much hadn't got much details. Okay, we do know that she took care of the prophet. Okay, we can tell that we can also in this question we can also tell the event the of the event when the Holy Prophet's heart was washed. You can also tell that some kids nearby saw that the Holy Prophet's heart was being washed by someone, and they told Halima Sadia about that, and she was shocked. You can also tell about that event as well. Okay, and one good thing about these kind of question is that when there are hard questions in the papers, the threshold is less. Okay, so sometimes and at some point you have some students have the chance to succeed to get grades like A star or A or B. Okay, and now part B of question number 5. The Prophet, peace be upon him, was an orphan and raised by various people. How might this be an example for Muslims today? Okay, so in this question, we have to tell that we all know that the Holy Prophet was raised by his uncle, he was raised by his grandfather. So that we can tell that we can, we can take care of orphan nowadays, uh, that in our families, if we see orphans, we can take care of them, we can help them, we should love them as we love our child. We should not mistreat them. For example, you can also give an example. If an orphan doesn't have a family or any relative, so we should treat them with love and respect. Okay, we should tell that. And we can also give one of the hadith of the prophet as well, that you can adopt an orphan and take care of them, but in a very loving and respectful manner. Okay, any questions still here? Anything you want to discuss? Any queries? So that after that we can move on for paper 2. Anything you guys cannot understand, or should I move on? Should I move on? Hello. Okay, so if no one is answering, I think I should move on. Okay. Can everyone see the screen here? Okay, so as we all know that that we all the same thing we have to go for the paper too as well, that first you have to write the candidate name, then the candidate number, then the candidate number. Okay, and you don't have to write on the barcode here. Okay, as it is very important. We all know the instruction and everything else as well. Okay, so moving forward, question number one and two are compulsory. Okay, we all know that the question number one and two are compulsory. Okay, but at this point we have hadiths here rather than surahs. We have four hadiths here. Okay, one, two, three, four. We have yeah, we have four hadiths here, and we have to do any two. Okay, we have to do any two hadiths. Okay, just like the surahs, but there are four hadiths here, and we have to do two of them. Okay, moving forward. Okay, so the first question would be that A, write about the following terms in relationship between isnad, matan, musnad, and musannaf. Oh, and yes, one thing I want to tell you that, if you are from, if you're from core, if you're from extended, if you're from the paper of extended, do keep in mind that as you can see right here, there are 2058 slash 22. If you are extended in paper one, you see 205 slash 12. If it is slash 11, that is core. That is core. That is not yours. Okay, your paper is extended. Okay, and your number is 12. And the same thing goes for that. For example, if you have paper number, if you are extended, you will have two. Wait a second. ये फिर ओ लेवल से भी होता है. आई मीन ये देखिए 1 2 वाला जो पेपर होता है वो फिर बाहर वाला सही वो सॉरी 1 2 वाला हमारा होता है. 1 1 वाला फिर बाहर वालों का होता है. 1 1 वाला जो कोड है फिर वो बाहर का, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इंग्लैंड वगैरह का. ओके, और 1 2 पे पाकिस्तान का है. ओके, आपको ये नजर आ रही है? एज यू कैन सी कि ये 2058/12 पाकिस्तान का पेपर है। ओके, बट फॉर एग्जाम्पल कि अगर गलती हो जाती है इन्विजिलेटर से, तो वो फिर आपको 2058/11 का पेपर देते हैं, तो फिर वो बाहर का पेपर है। देन ये आप फिर आपका वाला नहीं, फिर वो बाहर के कंट्री का है। सेम गोज विद पेपर 2 कि अगर आपको 2058/22 का मिलता है, तो फिर वो भी बाहर का है। आपका जो पेपर पाकिस्तान का जो पेपर होता है वो 21 का होता है, 2058/12। ये पेपर 2 का नंबर है। ओके, सो एज आई वाज टेलिंग यू कि हमारे पास सेम वही 5 क्वेश्चन होते हैं, हमारे पास 1 और 2 पे कंपलसरी होता है। It was my okay, that was my mistake कि पाकिस्तान का जो पेपर होता है वो इवेंट्स का होता है, और जो बाहर का होता है वार्ड्स का होता है। फॉर एग्जांपल 12 और 22 ये पाकिस्तान का है, और बाहर का ऑड होता है जो कि होता है 11 और 21 जो कि होता है बाहर का। सो एज आई सेड के 5 क्वेश्चन होते हैं, उनमें से आपको कोई 4 करने होते हैं। और फिर क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 में आपके पास 4 हदीस होती हैं, जिनमें से आपको सिर्फ 2 करनी होती है। बस क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 और क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 में फर्क ये है कि आपके पास जो है हदीस में आपको 4 हदीसें आएंगी, लेकिन आपको सिर्फ 2 करनी होंगी। ओके, और एक बात और के पेपर 1 में जो है आपको अर्ली लाइफ के सवाल आएंगे, आपको रेवलेशंस के रिलेटेड सवाल आएंगे, एंड फिर आपको सवाल आ सकता है कि questions related to the lives of the Sahabas during the prophets, during while the prophet was alive. Okay, and there will be questions of the war when the prophet was alive. So the one is all related to the part, all related to the events while the prophet was alive, all the events that happened the the time prophet was alive. Okay, but in paper number 2 there will be questions of isnad, musannad, matan, and musannaf. Okay, all the events that happened after the prophet, that the 4 pillars of Islam. Okay, and the beliefs, what the beliefs. Okay, for example, believe in Allah, believe in prophets, believe in the books of Islam. Okay, so questions like that. You can also get the questions of the caliphate of Hazrat Abu Bakr, Hazrat Umar, Hazrat Ali, and Hazrat Usman, the wars during the caliphates. Okay. Okay, the question number two here is about write the following relationship of Isnad, Matan, Musnad, and Musannaf. Okay, and how do compilations of genuine hadiths benefit for Muslims today? Okay, the same thing goes with that. The same thing you have done with paper one, you have to do with paper two as well. You have to write all the questions in order. Okay, it's up to you that after question number one or two, which questions you go for, which question you think are easy, you can go for that. Okay, moving forward. Question number three, give an account of the Battle of Nehawand. This battle, this battle took place in the Caliphate of Hazrat Umar. Okay, and question number B is that why was the Battle of Nehawand known as the victory of victories? Okay, the Battle of Nehawand is a long event, and it may take the Battle of Nehawand for you to take like 2.5 pages or even 3 pages as well. Okay, but for example, you don't have much time. Okay, so you can go for so you can also go for 1.5 page as well, but you have to write the main parts. Okay, the main events that took place at the time of the Battle of Nehawand. Okay, moving on. Question number four. What are the benefits of prayer, salah, to an individual and to the community? What is the importance of beginning to pray salah from a young age? Okay, so this question is from comes from the salah, hajj, and zakat. Okay, and you have to give on that. And also, this question was in the year 2023. This question was not in the guest papers of several teachers. Okay, mostly in the guest papers, the Hajj was given that the question of Hajj will come, but fortunately, the question of Salah came. Okay, is there question? Any question until now? Any query? Any question you have?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम।
वालेकुम सलाम।
जी मुझे ये पूछना था कि आपने जैसे ग्रुप पे मेंशन किया था कि इट्स रिलेटेड टू इस्लामियात नॉट इस्लामिक स्टडीज। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन इस्लामियात एंड इस्लामिक स्टडीज?
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम
वालेकुम अस्सलाम।
जी। इस्लामिक स्टडीज एक्चुअली जो है ना वो और भी ज़्यादा डिटेल्स हैं उसके अंदर ना, ठीक है
ओके
ना। इस्लामिया जो है ना कंपलसरी सब्जेक्ट्स में आता है, और
ओके
स्टडीज जो है ना वो कंपलसरी सब्जेक्ट्स में नहीं आता है, ठीक है। बेसिकली प्लान इज दैट कि जो लोग होम स्कूलिंग करवा रहे हैं और इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं इस हवाले से कि ठीक है हम होम स्कूलिंग तो करवा रहे हैं और उसके साथ साथ आगे फर्दर क्या स्टेपिंग करनी है और बच्चों को किस तरीके से ग्रेजुअली प्रिपेयर करना है उसके हवाले से, तो इसके ऊपर काम किया जा रहा है हमारी तरफ से, ठीक है ना। तो बाकी अगर तो बच्चा अकेडमी ज्वाइन कर सकता है तो आप वेल एंड गुड कि आप अकेडमी किसी भी बड़े नाम के साथ ज्वाइन करवा लें। देयर आर लॉट्स ऑफ टीचर ओवर देयर ना, लाइक आप ऑनलाइन ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, किसी को भी ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, ठीक है ना। जो बेटी हैं वो ज़ाहिरा एज में छोटी हैं बट स्टिल शी हैज कैपेबिलिटी टू टीच किड्स, लाइक उनको जिस तरह से मैं लेके चली हूँ बच्चों को। इसलिए मेरे बच्चों ने भी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, बेटे ने मेरे 11 ईयर्स में अटेम्प्ट दी है और बेटी 3 ईयर्स में अटेम्प्ट दी है, ठीक है ना। तो थिंग इज दैट के जब आप लेकर चल रहे होते जिस कॉन्सेप्ट के साथ, और उसी कॉन्सेप्ट को आप फर्दर आगे बच्चों को भी उसी उसके ऊपर आप हाथ पकड़ना चाहो, तो ये ज्यादा बेहतर है, मेरा ये मानना है। ठीक है ना?
सही। एग्जैक्टली।
Okay. So moving forward from question number 4 to the last question, question number 5. Write an account of the following two articles of faith: believe in the prophets and believe in God, predestination, and decree. Okay, you have to tell both of the things. And for example, if you don't have a lot of time, the time is short, and or if you cannot remember any much details about one of the points, you can give more details about the other point, or just give the main details about the predestination or the believer prophet and everything else. Okay. And then we have part B, question the last question, question 4. Okay, how might the belief in God's divine decree influence the everyday of a Muslim? Okay, so in this question, you have to tell that how can it help a Muslim? Okay, for example, if a Muslim's in pain and they're uh, they're praying and how can it happen? Okay, so you have to tell all of that how can nowadays God's divine decree influence on a person's life. Okay, so any questions, anything you cannot understand?
Nothing. It's clear. Alhamdulillah.
um, so the students that didn't got the chance to join me in the first, they are going to get the recordings. Okay, do you have any other questions? Okay, so I hope you like the demo session, and you will move forward to take the classes as well.
When classes will be started?
We'll start the other classes from next week.
Okay. Inshallah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay.